to Model Dream Cars. Here at Tough Garage, our motto is all sorts of cars for all sorts of mods. Hello everyone and welcome to Model Dream Cars. Here at Tough Garage, our motto is all sorts of mods for all sorts of cars. So today we're going to be working on 1/24 scale model cars. So this isn't the first time I've ever done this before. I built 2 other Model Dream Cars before this with Dad, but this time it's going to be myself. I'm just going to build it on my own. So the previous builds that I have done was starting from the oldest, Boss 302 Mustang and the Chevrolet Camaro. Now, before we show them off in detail, I want to introduce something. This is called Hat Cam, something me and Dad have made by ourselves. Alright, what the concept is, it's a hat, there's a camera on it, and we're going to film using it. So now we're going to switch to Hat Cam using sick video editing. Whoa! And then we're going to show the previous model cars that we saw in detail. Alright, so here we have the Boss 302 Mustang. Alright. There was 2 modes that we could put it into. We had it into street mode and racing mode. We chose the racing mode because in my opinion at the time it looked cooler. So some cool features that can do, you can lift up the bonnet showing the engine bay inside. All of us, we painted this ourselves. We had the interior done. We added a wood color to the steering wheel to make it look more like the factory, and we added say the chrome molds in to make it more realistic. So yeah, there's that. We also had the Boss 302 stickers on the sides, just like the real cars. And we painted it a non-factory color, which is metallic blue. In my opinion, the best color. The Chevrolet Camaro, we call it Bumblebee because we chose to paint it in the Bumblebee colours from the movie, the first Transformers movie, if you don't know. So this has pretty much the same features as the Mustang. The only difference is the bonnet actually just detaches completely, the engine bay inside, looking like the engine from that car. The windows on this one aren't wound down, so you can't put your finger inside the interior, even though you wouldn't want to. Why would you? Be smart people. You have the steering wheel, the dashboard, everything inside there, yeah. That's about it. So as you could see, thanks to my artistic skills, those last builds were absolutely immaculate. None of that was really Dad's doing, it was all me, you know, because I'm the best of the best. Alright, so of course we had to use tools to make those builds, so I'm going to show you what tools we used and what tools we'll be using for the following project. So first up we have paintbrushes. So obviously you need to use paintbrushes to paint because you know it's in the name. If you didn't know that, then I don't think you went to school. So in this big stack of paintbrushes we have, of course we have big thick paintbrushes and we have thin paintbrushes. So in this big bunch of paintbrushes we have from a range of thin paintbrushes and thick paintbrushes. So we use thin paintbrushes to get and paint smaller pieces and small and hard to get to areas for thick brushes. Thick brushes like this one we don't normally use. We use it for very big flat pieces, so it's a much easier and much faster to paint. But medium ones, for instance like this one, we could use it for most big pieces and it makes it a lot faster to use than say a thin brush. So after we've used the paintbrushes, obviously you can't keep the paint on there. So first you obviously dip it in thinners and then you get a rag to wipe off all the thinners to keep it clean, the paintbrushes. So obviously you've seen that this paintbrush has been used. It's got all the stains on it. I mean this is not paintbrush, this rag has been used. So this is a razor blade. We use it to cut off any excess pieces or the pieces of the pieces board. So this is a razor blade. We use it to cut off any excess pieces or the actual pieces of the pieces board, which holds all the pieces that you need to make your model car. There's a lot of pieces in that sentence, count them. After we cut them off, like I said, there's excess pieces and we also use these to cut off any of the excess pieces. Keep on counting. Anyway, make sure this is sharp. If there's any kids around, don't go stabbing your brothers because that's going to end badly. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. So here we have a file. We use a file to smoothen out or get rid of the rough parts of your pieces or your parts for your model car. These come in really handy because it will make it a lot easier to glue on your pieces. So that's what we're getting right next into. So here we have glue. Now glue you would need absolutely every single time you're doing something on the model car, because after you get your parts off the pieces tree, you're going to need this to glue it onto your main part of the car. So make sure you have glue, otherwise you're stuffed. So good luck. Before I keep going, make sure that you know what glue is. Glue is something that you use to stick things to other things, alright? Because logic. Here we have the Revell glue. It's like a soft glue. It's one of the softest here, obviously out of the 3 glues that we have. Here is Tamiya cement. This is a lot stronger than this one. Any small pieces that will come off easily, you should use this. So here we have the Tamiya extra thin cement. So say if you have 2 things, alright, and they're detached, not attached to each other, alright? You glue them on with, say, this one, and then if you want to make sure that it stays there, use this one to glue around the edges. What's amazing about this is it actually melts. It actually melts it melts the plastic and it glues them together. Yeah, it's like a weld but liquid. So here we have one of the most important pieces of the build, the paints. We have loads of paints to make the car look as realistic as possible. So we have from red to black to gold, like most colours that you can choose from other than green and yellow, because there's no need for green and yellow. So there we have them. Here we have spray paints. So we normally use spray paints to paint really big pieces like the shell or the undercarriage. Most other pieces we wouldn't use spray paint because it just wastes it. So yeah, spray paints. Alright guys, I guess we could say it's main event time. the car that we've all been waiting for to be introduced to the model car family. Drum roll, please, public and video editing. Look, Toyota Supra. Good job, mate. So you may be thinking, why choose a Toyota Supra when you have a muscle car right behind you? Well, I would like for my first car, if it's possible, a Toyota Supra. Reasons why. One, it's a very reliable first car, and two, I love to have it for a long amount of time as my daily driver because it's reliable. And how many sick mods we're going to do to it in the Tough Garage will make it the sickest daily driver in Sydney. You know? You know what I'm saying? You understand my vibe? So now we're going to go into head cam mode. Video editing. So here we have the Supra box. So here's the front of it. It has a big photo of a stock Supra. We have the name and all the details to Tamiya and the model of this model. Yeah, because logic. So yeah, on the side we have photos of the Supra in one of the stock, in the manufacturer color, sorry, Supra Red. Same photo on the side. Language that I cannot speak, right there. You can speak it, congratulations. And same photo, so yeah. Inside we have a instruction manual. Tell us how to do the build, which we will need. Here we've ticked off all the paints that we've gotten for the build. Here we have the step by step. Very big instruction manual, very detailed, so we know exactly what we need to do. More on the back. So yeah, it's just all instructions. We'll go through that once we do the build. Inside we have the parts, the pieces, can't say this, pieces board, there we go, yep. So yeah, here we have the pieces board with all the engine pieces. We have one half of the engine block, the other half, the exhaust stuff. You know all these parts good on you. Here we have interior pieces. Yeah. Dashboard. We have two halves of the dashboard if you want to be in the left-hand driver's seat or right-hand. Steering wheel, seats, all that good stuff. And here we have some exterior pieces and more engine pieces in silver. Alright, now we have the stock wheels, which we will not be using. Explain in a moment. And here we have the shell. This shell of the Supra. Did you stop it? Alright. It looks exactly how Supra looks in real life. Thank you, Tamiya, for making it so precise. You know, otherwise they won't get money. And here we have some clear pieces like window pieces, tail light, headlights, all that good stuff. And inside here we have a bunch of boring word stuff. I'm not going to read. This packet here for something, we will figure out later. And on the back, nothing. So yeah, that's everything. Oh, one last thing, sorry. We have a sticker sheet with number plates here. You can choose whichever ones you want to use. Blinkers, logo, Toyota logos, sun blocker, something, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, speed dials, all that. as I said before, we're not going to be using the stock wheels that they give us. We're going to be using Advan Racing GTs, which, my opinion, look the best on Supras. 5-spoke rims. These are also made by, by Oshima. So as you can see here, 1/24 scale, so perfect for this car that we're working on. Alright, inside we have the new tyres that they give us, any different from the ones that are in the Supra box. Also, we have the Advans themselves. Alright. And we also have a sticker sheet with all brand names, the stickers that are actually on the Advance, like these ones here, or pieces for the tires that you put on there. That's about it. Anything else in the box? No. That's everything. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Our introduction to the Supra build in Model Dream Cars. Our next episodes will be making the Supra, starting with the first step, which is probably the engine bay. The actual engine. We'll show you the ups and downs through the journey, and I hope you enjoy that part of the series. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that bell for video notifications. And in Triple L style, Triple L out. Familiar face. He's a lonely child. I think he's in. Our cameraman just had a malfunction.